Alright, hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we are here with another episode. This is episode 4 of Finding the Best Merches. What we will be doing today is going ahead and we will be merching the category of herbs and herb seeds. So I'm going to see how much money I can make in 1 hour with 100 mil coins, as you guys can see. This episode, 100 mil isn't going to be really that big of a deal. You could definitely do this with way less, but I'll be using it just, because it looks cool. That's about it. So let's get on into this. If you guys want to know what I will be using today, I will be using GE Tracker to find kind of my baseline margins, and then I should be buying one and selling one to the GE. But if you guys want to check out GE Tracker, it has some cool free features and a lot of premium features that are really helpful. You can check that out in the description down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start this hour. So let's do it. All right, so the timer is started. Let's go ahead and get this going. So from what I saw on GE Tracker, quorums look pretty good right now. So I'm going to check out the clean and unclean versions and see which one has a bigger margin on them. Alright, so as you guys can see right here with grimy quorums, I actually have a decent margin, I believe. Yeah, that's about 84 GP, which should be pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and try to buy. I don't know what the limit on these are. I know I'm not going to be able to buy this many, but if I have the cash and I have barely any GE slots, I may as well fill it up as much as I can. So there we go, going to buy some grimy quorums, and then probably check out snapdragons and raynars, I believe would be our next two best bets. Alright, now with the raynars, at least for the grimy and the clean, I probably will just end up merching them even though they only have a 26 GP margin, because that's just like, that's guaranteed money, as there are a ton of them that buy and sell in hours. So it's definitely something I'm going to want to go ahead and do. Now I'm going to check out the regular raynars, so 6, 7, 8, or 5, 8. And as you guys can see, pretty much for the clean raynars almost have the same margin. So, I mean, together, if all of those buy and sell, we should be making about 100k between those seeds, so that's really good, and I'll take that. Alright, so going to go ahead and check out these snapdragon seeds now, and see what we can get off of these. So 300, or 30k and 600 GP, and we are able to sell it off for 30, so that's about 450 GP, which is really good for how many of these buy and sell an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and put in an offer for probably about 400 to 500 of them. I think that the max you can buy is 199, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that then. As you guys can see, the grimy raynars are almost done, so gonna have to sell them off here in a second. Alright, so as you guys can see, these the raynar seeds actually have a really good profit, about 800 GP on each one of those, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and do those. Gonna check out torsals now. Alright, so the clean torsals actually have a 44 GP margin, which I would say is pretty good for them, considering that there's a decent amount of those bought and sold because they're also a monster drop. Alright, GE Tracker also says right now that torsal seeds have a pretty decent margin, so I'm going to check those out. 31,689, which is actually really low for what this says that they should be. So I might just go ahead and buy those and then end up selling them off. I don't know how many could be above that, but that's not too bad at all. So 31,123, and we bought it for that. However, I think we'll be able to sell it for more, to be honest. Alright, so as you guys can see, snapdragon seeds are almost already bought, which is insane. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out what toadflax is. I know that a lot of these are bought and sold, and I guess we could check out the seeds maybe as well. I don't know. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and check out some grimy toadflax, or probably actually just regular toadflax, I think. Alright, so there we go. Got all of our offers buying. For some reason, a lot of snapdragon sold, which is a little scary because that's a lot of seeds to kind of dump on someone, but nonetheless, we got everything buying right now. All of our raynars are also done. I can merge more of them, however, I'm going to go ahead and try and sell them right now. Alright, so going to check out the price of raynars right now, and as you can see, 6,723. I was able to kind of buy up the margin a little bit, which is sometimes sketchy, but I went ahead and did it considering I thought I could do it, and it proved out to be worth it. So I'll be making 23 GP off of all of these, which in the end will get me a little over 50k, which is really nice. The snapdragon seeds, we probably should start selling off now, but I'm going to wait for my GE limit to buy, and then we are working with the rest of these. We got a decent profit on all of these. The raynar seeds is about 1k. The quorums is a little bit, the raynar weeds is about 30 to 40 GP, so it's not looking too bad, and we got 52 minutes left, so I think we can get a lot done. Alright, so there we go, all of these snapdragon seeds are done. That was about a minute after recording, so that's not too bad at all. I'm going to see if I've hit my limit. I'm pretty sure I have, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy one. That's a problem that I have, but yeah, there we go. So I've hit my limit. I'm going to go buy one on my other account, and yeah, we'll sell these off. I just need to kind of get an idea as to what they are. Alright, so I went ahead and bought one of the seeds on my other account, and it ended up selling or buying for this price, which means I would make no money, as I think that that is my own price. So I'm not going to go ahead and sell those off. I'm going to actually risk and believe that these things will raise since they were just higher, and kind of list them up a little higher. So off of this, we will be making about 500 GP per one, which isn't too bad. So we should be making about 100k if these all sell, but that's a big if since I'm not really sure. Alright, something a little weird here. RC just kind of shot up. Like I wasn't buying any, so I went ahead and insta-sold one. As you guys can see, I sold off for 24k, which is pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of margins there are now. There's barely anything, so I'm going to see if I can continue to sell these for pretty much med price, and if so, then that's a good, yeah. I'll take a 15k profit off of those few RR seeds I ended up getting. Alright, pretty early on, kind of questioning how good this could be, considering it just kind of takes up a lot of space. Like if I had another account, which I do, but I'm not going to use for, you know, the purpose of the episode and the series, is you'd be able to buy these and sell them off on another account and kind of do that quick. With this, I filled up my Grand Exchange. And we've kind of reached a problem with it. So I'm going to go ahead, as you guys can see over here, I did actually make, or am going to approximately make 50 to 60k in these quorums. For only having 268, that's huge. They have a huge margin right now of 200 GP, but judging by someone buying only one, I'd imagine they're going to undercut me. As far as toad flax go, we have a decent amount of these coming in, and these are going to have a decent margin as well, like 80 GP or something like that, so that should be pretty good. Alright, dorsal seeds are starting to just fall in on me, so I'm going to go ahead and just take out my offer on those before any more accidentally come in that I don't want to get. So, going to go ahead and see what price they will sell on for. So as you guys can see, 31.689, I ended up buying them all for about 650 GP less, which is really good. However, I think that that's the med price, and if I'm right, then I might try to buy another one just to actually make sure. So, that's not the med price, actually. So, we're going to try 31.689, right? Yeah, okay. So we are going to go ahead and sell these off for 31.689, which will mean that we should get a decent, 500 GP profit off of all these, which would give us a good 750k once they, or 75k once they all sell. I wish 750, I wish. But a lot of toad flax coming in, so I might take out the toad flax offer and go and see what we can make on these and try to start selling them. Alright, there we go. So 31.25 for the toad flax. As you guys can see, that's a good, Jesus, that's like 90 GP margin, so that'd be 180k off of these if I was able to sell it off for that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, however, these are definitely going to be a good one if I need to make some money for this video. So there we go, going to sell those all off. I don't actually need to make money for these videos. I just like to get the highest margins and just make the most money so I can show you guys that you guys can make an insane amount of money merching the most random things. And if I come out with like a 300k profit, it's like, oh yeah, I could have killed green dragons for that much. So it's kind of useless. So right now, toad flax still have 124 GP margin, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of this and try to buy as many of these as I can, and then sell them off at the end of the episode while I go watch the Michigan-Florida State game. As for the rest of this, the quorums, I do not know what their margin is anymore. I haven't had any buy-in forever, and I don't think I've sold off any other, I haven't sold off any at all. So I know that I have the highest sell offer in, I believe. We're going to find out right now. So I do not have the highest sell offer in anymore, which is a bit annoying, but well, actually the highest sell offer is med, so someone probably just accidentally has someone selling for med, and so yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell off these RR weeds for 6775. I'm gonna go ahead and just insta sell them so that I know I can guaranteed sell them off instead of having the prices follow me. So 6775, and this should be a good about 30k profit. Well, it's only able to sell off a few, so I'll up the margin, and we will get another 2 to 3k off of it in total. Alright, I think something I'm going to do to try to help me sell off some of these herbs, as you guys can see, I have a ton of grimy RR weed. The problem with this is that, like, unclean herbs come into the game at an extreme rate, and they don't sell, because no one's going to insta-buy things that they're going to then clean. So I think what I'm going to do for this scenario, and maybe the quorums as well, is clean them while I'm waiting for other things to merge. I think that's the most effective way to do this, and realistically it would take forever to sell these off, and there's no way you could expect it to sell even within probably an hour to 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead, clean as many of these as I can before the time limit, while also merging those as well. Alright, so there we go. Sorry if you guys can hear anything in the background, but some of the Ranar weeds have sold off, which is really good. Also, the Torsal seeds have all sold, which is nice to see. As far as the Toad Flags, we haven't been able to sell off any, so I'm going to lower that. But we have been able to buy a little bit, which is very helpful since those are really, really inexpensive. The Snapdragon seeds have ended up selling off, which is good, and yeah, other than that, I mean, we kind of got undercut in some of this stuff, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and check the Quarms again. Alright, so at this time, it's kind of looking like the Quarms are just going to end up selling off for the med price, so I didn't make a ton off of them, but I'll go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to check the Toad Flaxes to see how much we can make off of these. These are kind of our big ticket items, as they have an insane margin right now. As you guys can see, it kind of dropped to 30.80, which isn't too bad. Still, we're going to make a lot of money off of them, but we're gonna definitely be making a little less now. Alright, so right now, as you guys can see, we have some stuff selling off. It's all going pretty decent, except the Toad Flax. They keep dropping and they're not selling at all, so it's become a little annoying. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw them in for, I believe, 3070, I think is what we're gonna go with. We're just gonna let them sit in there. As far as everything else, it's all kind of just chilling. The Ranar weeds, I could probably stop buying considering I still have about 1.3 thousand left to sell and about another 800 to 900 to end up cleaning. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to some other stuff. Maybe check out some Ranar seeds. I don't think I ever ended up finishing off those. So yeah. There we go, so the Quarms ended up selling off, which is good. Been waiting for that to happen. A lot of the Snapdragon seeds have sold, and other than that, we have kind of a lot of stuff just chilling. Not a whole lot of the slots are being used, so I'm going to have to fill up those. And as for the Ranar seeds, good 500 GP margin there, or 550, so I'm going to head and try to utilize that. Alright, so we are closing in on the end. As you guys can see, I have some stuff selling off in here right now. But yeah, right now I'm just cleaning off all my herbs, so, you know, making the most of the time, I guess. Alright, so there we go, 55 seconds left. As you guys can see, I'm being legit with this because I had 10 Ranars in the bank. I made sure to check beforehand. I'm going to go ahead and sell all of them off, and then I also need to check out and see how much cash to bring out. So 51,642. And there we go. Alright, so gonna go ahead and I believe right now go and see what I can sell off all these Ranar weeds for. As you guys can already see, we have a ton of Ranar weeds sold off here. I do have to sell off a ton of these Ranar seeds, which is good that I'm getting them for 24k because I think, as I saw earlier, I could sell them off for about a 500 GP profit, so I'll definitely take that if I can get it. But I'm kind of getting dumped with them right now, so I'm going to take that out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I can sell these off for and then kind of just clear out everything that I got going. Alright, so as you guys can see, I sold off all my Snapdragons, which is really nice. I'm going to take out this timer just so, I mean, you know, you guys aren't confused. I did end up buying a lot more Toad Flax, I guess. Did more even buy after I just did that? Alright, so I'm going to take out this offer since the time's up, but yeah, there we go. So, still selling off these Torsals, those Lanodymes, I will now take out. I only ended up getting 50, so not a whole lot there. And the Torsal seeds, I was able to buy a couple before running out. So, gonna go ahead and sell off everything I have in my inventory, and we'll be back here soon. I doubt it'll take that long to sell, because the Toad Flax sell pretty quick, same with the Ranars. The only thing is maybe the Ranar seeds. I don't think they'll take that long though either. Alright, so a huge profit that I didn't even know we might be making right now. So I ended up buying all these Torsal seeds, as you guys can see here, for 30.1k each, and I just bought one. I guess I'll show it up here since that'll be better, and bought it for that. So that's almost a 5k profit on what is 44 of them, which would be 220k. So that would be insane if they all sell off for that. I don't know if they will, so I'll have to come back in like, 10 minutes and see if any have sold and kind of see what I'm looking at here. Alright, so the game has finished and everything is sold off. I'm going to go ahead and throw in my pin. And there we go. So I did have to come back at one point during the game just to reset prices, but I mean, really, the only thing I had to reset on was Ranars, I think, at one point, and Toad Flax. So going to go ahead and collect it. This is kind of the moment of truth, so let's see how much cash we're going to get. Boom, do we hit 101 mil? We do. That is always lit, because hitting the 1 mil mark within an hour, kind of within an hour, I mean, I had to sell them all off, but I mean, that's, whatever. But hitting the 1 mil mark is huge, as it kind of solidifies the fact that this was decent. So now we're going to see exactly how much we got, and 1.1 and 22k. So yeah, we made a mil and 22k, which is, it's good. It's good. I'm definitely happy with it. To make a mil an hour merching, and I didn't even need the 100 mil. I probably could have done it with like 50, and you could probably do it more along the lines of 20 to 30 if you actually just flip things like very often. You could do it with very low amounts, because the things the thing is with like herbs and stuff like that is you can flip like 100 at a time. You don't have to flip 2,000 like I did. That's the only reason that I was put into that situation. So hope this was helpful for you guys. Hope you guys found some good ideas for merching. Hopefully I was able to show you guys that, you know, pretty much anything is possible when it comes to merching, and yeah, you can try out anything and it's pretty profitable. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you guys want to see more of my videos in the future, as soon as they go live, hit that sub button. If you guys want to check out my friends chat in game, it's not really mine, but I hang out in there, 07 helpers. You can also PM me. Make sure to comment down below if you guys got any comments, and hit up the Twitter in the description. Nonetheless, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace. And Michigan fucking blew it.